I represented 5 couples, 4 women couples and 1 male couple. All 5 couples had children. And Austria was the only state in the world, not just in Europe, in the world, which granted complete equality in parenting and founding a family without letting the parents of these children marry. So you had legally 2 fathers and 2 mothers, but the parents of these children, the 2 mothers and 2 fathers, were not allowed to marry. So the children were not allowed to be children born in wedlock. But if they completely equalized parenting rights and family founding rights, then as a matter of course, they allowed the parents of these children to marry. And that was our starting point for litigation, same-sex marriage in the courts, saying not just the couple wants to marry, but the children want their parents to be married, so in order that they can be legitimate children. So it was full families litigating the case of marriage equality through the courts, and not just the couples. We have equal marriage now, so we have same-sex marriage, but it's not really for all. So it's not really equal, because any opposite gender couple can marry in Austria, even if they're just tourists. But that's not true for same-gender couples. If you're a same-gender couple, you have to have the citizenship of a country which allows same-gender marriage. And so not all citizens of all countries may marry a person of the same gender here in Austria. So that marriage ban for binational couples still has to be removed. The difference to other countries is that in some areas, like joint adoption, medically assisted procreation for lesbian couples, and finally equal marriage for same-gender couples, we did not succeed in politics, we did not succeed in parliament, but we succeeded in the highest courts, in the constitutional court, which means that these rights are now recognized not just as simple rights granted by parliament, granted by politics, but as human rights, as fundamental human rights protected by the constitution and granted by the constitutional court, which is the highest court in Austria. And which means that these rights cannot be taken away from us by politics. So we have been later than in most other Western European countries, but the result was that these rights are better protected now than in the other European countries. We have been very backward. But the LGBTI movement in Austria has been very successful to throw Austria from the back and from the behind to the front of LGBTI equality and freedom and legal development. But there's still a lot to do. For instance, in discrimination protection outside employment, we are very much behind and backward. You can be legally thrown out of a restaurant, you can be legally thrown out of a cafe, you can legally be refused rooms in a hotel if you are 2 women or 2 men. You can be refused an apartment, rented an apartment, or a taxi driver can throw you out of the taxi because you are kissing your partner, and that's completely legal. So you're not entitled to do anything against it. So we have complete equality in marriage law and in family law, but we still have this lack of protection outside employment.